Hey everybody, my YouTube family. Welcome to another review of Ready to Love. This is episode 4. I know I'm late, you guys. I'm 2 weeks behind. I am going to push out episode 5 and 6 for you guys. Just please subscribe to my channel so you guys are notified when I do upload episode 5 and 6 review. I was gonna do 4 and 5 together, but I have so much notes and so much stuff that's happening, so I was like, I have to do 2 different videos. And it's currently about to be 3 o'clock in the morning, so I just really don't have it in me to do both of them tonight, but I'm going to push out episode 5 ASAP, okay? So, enough of the disclaimer. Let's get right on into it, because, child, I done found out some tea from outside the show, what's been happening, and I have a lot of notes, so let's do this, shall we? And my wig feels so tight, you guys. If you guys watch my Atlanta vlog, you guys know I took my wig off a lot in that vlog because it was just too tight, it's too small. I forgot to put my measurements in. And so it's not too small, but it's just a little tight. So it does irk me. So I don't have it in me to do another review right after this. It's just been so much, you guys. Oof. Just too much to do. So I'm real tired. All right, but we're here, and I got your back, and so we're gonna do this, okay? All right. The men talk to Uncle Tommy in Tommy's Tavern. They go meet there every other week to discuss which 2 ladies are gonna be going home. Bryan is excited about the switch of power. I wonder why. Afterwards, the men go to meet the woman at the bar. Chris and Nia are booed up when Chris asks, "Could you tell I wanted to kiss you yesterday when they had that date?" That little cute date that they had on the paddle boards. Nia kissed him, and then they ended up kissing again. It was really cute. Simone and Jay talk about how Simone lied about him having an important call when he was in the middle of talking to Winter, and he was saying that was a boss move, and he was where he wanted to be. So I guess Simone finally is going to have a connection with somebody. Speaking of boss moves, Adriana approaches Calfani and Denise while they were playing pool and asks if she borrow him for a moment, and then they go have some alone time. And Denise was pissed off about that. We're going to talk about them and their beef a little bit later in the episode. Alisha says she is going to go after Bryan more aggressively, and I'm just like, child. So while outside, is Chef. I call him Chef, but y'all know I'm talking about Edwin. Do y'all know I'm talking about Edwin? Edwin's a chef, so I just call him, like, naturally, I just call him Chef. But Edwin, Bryan, and Alisha are outside, and she tells him, "You're my number one." And she's jealous that him and Alex kiss. And I'm just like, this is a big no-no. Like, I don't believe in all that, like, being aggressive as a woman for after a man. Like, you can make a point of showing interest, but you're just laying it on too thick. The men are working out while Joy and Denise discuss her and Adriana's banner the last time that they were in having a chat with Uncle Tommy about, when Denise was being shady towards Adriana about how men gonna try who they want to try. And, when Denise was describing, when she was describing, what's his name, Rashid. So Denise says, she said what she said. That's like Denise needs a shirt that says, "I said what I said," because that's just her main line. She's not about to apologize or backtrack or pussy pop about nothing. She doesn't seem to like the girl because she's pushing up on Calfani, point blank period. Just, I need Denise to understand the process. I need her to understand the process. But actually does look like she does later on. So let's keep going. They played on the same team in volleyball, Denise and Adriana, as well as Simone against the men. I don't really quite remember who it was that was playing. They were playing. I know Calfani was for sure because the ladies end up winning. And ignore my nails, y'all. Again, if you see my Atlanta vlog, you know that I rode a mechanical bull and I broke it pretty bad, and I am in excruciating pain with these other ones trying to get them off without. Y'all ain't here to hear my problems. Y'all are here for the review. I'm so sorry. So anyways, so while they playing, Adriana has a problem with how aggressive Denise, like, takes over. Like, she like, "Oh, I got the back," and then she'll come up forward, and then Then she be complaining about how she doing all the work or whatever. But push kind of show they won. But after they're done winning, California goes to have a chat with Denise, and she expresses not liking how him and Adriana was laid up, the night before on the couch, and she don't mind putting on the gloves for her boo or for her man. I was just like, slow down, honey. Slow down. I'm gonna need them to understand that being aggressive and jealous so early on, period, with these prospects that they have in men are going to be huge, are going to be their downfalls. Like, they need to chill. She's gonna push California away, because California already says that she's his number one. So I noticed a pattern with the women when it comes to this show. They're not being open to dating multiple men as the men are, Anyways, Adriana is talking to Chef and Simone and Rashid, and tells Rashid about what Denise said in regards to him being a narcissist, and because he's light-skinned and in a frat. Rashid is, of course, upset. Like, who wouldn't be upset for somebody to put that type of image on you? Like, a narcissist is pretty wild. I'm not gonna lie to you, I was pretty upset at first with Adriana for bringing that up. I just felt like it was messy. I didn't feel like it was necessary. I didn't want it to be any drama. But I'm not gonna lie, they began to have a conversation about colorism in the Black community and how much of a real issue it is. And then they began to talk about their personal experiences with it. And it was a really good conversation. And I actually did understand her standpoint in bringing it up. So I wasn't upset no more. I liked the conversation that came out of it. Winter and Jay go to Winter's room. No, wait, I'm skipping ahead. I'm skipping way ahead. We got to talk about Bryan. But Winter and Jay do have some time to converse, though, since I'm already on them. And Winter has these reservations because Jay has been all over Joy since the whole process started. It's like she's his number one. So, she don't really know where she stand with him. But while they're getting to know each other, Jay and Winter, Edwin and Joy was having a talk. And Joy shares how therapy is so important to her and how much it has helped her in her life. And Edwin says, he's never went to therapy. He cooks. And that's not really okay, I'm gonna be honest. I feel like Edwin, being that he served and he has PTSD, I don't see cooking being equivalent to as therapeutic as therapy can be. A lot of us colored folks don't go to therapy, and we should. And I think that we do find things, like I can say for myself, I haven't been, but I know things that help me. But it's just like, you really have a traumatic experience, like with being in the Army. So I like their conversation because I feel like she kind of put it on his mind. Anyways, so Bryan goes paddleboarding with Alex, and he expresses in his confession of being really into Alex. And they share a toast together and some wine after they had, what did they do? What did they go do? They went paddleboarding. So I guess they just got those paddleboards out on the lake, and they just taking advantage of them out there. One thing I noticed about Alex is that she does not stop smiling with Bryan. She just melts when she's with that man. Bryan says he has a 3-year-old daughter, and Alex says she is guarded because Bryan says he does, and Alex, just in general, there's no reason. That's just, I guess, past relationships. Alex is guarded and has her guard up, and she's on the watch. She wants to see who you are as a person. She wants to see if you're gonna switch up. She wants to see what you're about. But Bryan said he don't notice, and that he has a lot of questions for her. And a few people are lounging in the pool when Rashid asks. Okay, so Rashid had asked Edwin about his career. He has Edwin not only has served, I think, in the Army, but he's also was a police officer. So Edwin began to talk about like a certain experience that he had encountered while on the force, and this bored Shay, and Shay got up and left. And Edwin noticed and he was salty about it. And Shay was just like, she wasn't trying to get that deep. She wants to have fun and be funny while drooling over Calfani. And I said in the last review that I could see me and Shay being friends because Shay is fun. Shay is funny. She's a lot of energy, but Shay is not right for the show. And the reason why I say that is because I don't see, okay, so let's say like you don't want to get deep with what he was talking about. I haven't seen you have any type of meaningful conversation with any guy on here. So that's a deal breaker. You know what I mean? Like, if you just hit there for the booze, like, you don't want to just come off as that homegirl vibe. I really, really, really wish they would have kept, who was it, Nia, that they deleted on the first episode with the green dress. Like, I am still salty about them letting her go because I just really felt like she was ready to love. Anyway, so Winter and Jay go to Winter's room to talk. Winter wants to know where they stand. Like I said, she's kind of, she's not really sure because Jay has been all over Joy. And Simone sees this and she says that Jay was caught with his hands in a cookie jar. And I was just like, by you? Like, let's say they did do something. Simone and Jay say that, Winter and Jay said they did not. But let's say even if they did, if you caught them kissing, okay, he got to answer to you about something? Like, I don't see how that's like, oh, you're in trouble, mister. Like, I mean, Simone, you like the guy. Y'all can't be put in labels and, like, y'all cannot be, they're not your man. They're not your man. Just simply put, direct your attention elsewhere, where it's going to be matched. Adriana wants to talk to Denise, as she should, about her comments, and Denise feel like she's trying to check her. Denise gets real, hold up. Well, you trying to check me because that's your man? And just like, no, girl, I'm trying to talk to you about how I feel because I feel some kind of way. You insulted me. Yeah. I'm trying to find out what's the problem. What's the issue? That's how Adriana really had to humble herself because Denise was being really aggressive. But Denise also mentions that Adriana was being disrespectful to her for snatching Calfani up. And Adriana says, but that's my number two. Like, again, these women are getting serious and feeling like territorial about my man. No, boo-boo. So Adriana wants respect from Denise, and Denise explains her past relationship to her. And I guess it's to really kind of, for Adriana to understand her where she's coming from, or her demeanor, or her character. They say it's all good. So Rashid peeps them having this conversation, and he appreciates Adriana for approaching Denise and says that's his ride or die. Oh, you know what? I'm pushing through, y'all. I'm pushing through. So Alisha is aiming to step it up with Bryan, as I had mentioned earlier. She wants to put it down. She wants to lock it down. She wants to let him know. Even though you already let him know he was your number one. So at that point, you shouldn't have had to really do much. You did too much. You should have fallen back and then see what he did with that information that you gave him. But hey, nonetheless, she initiates a drink alone with him. He had walked her back to her room, I guess, after the date, and she wants him to, Netflix and chill. While Jay and Joy are booed up, Simone asks to join. And they're like, sure, come on. And she confronts him about seeing him go to Winter's room with their swimsuits on, and Jay is annoyed. Jay he played it cool in front of Joy and Simone, but in his confessional, he was through with Simone. And Joy says she's taken back, not to Simone. In her confessional, she says she's taken back because she doesn't really understand the reasoning behind Simone coming to mention that to her. Bryan walks Alisha to her room after their date, and Alisha invites him to come back to Netflix and chill. I said this. And he says he'll be back. Okay? But the problem is when Bryan walked away, Bryan went to Alex's room, which is not a problem, right? But when he went to Alex's room, Shay seen him. And Shay goes to Alicia's room to go tell her, hey, I just saw Bryan go to Alex's room. So they go down there. I guess Alisha just had to see it for herself. And when they go down there, Alex and Bryan are kissing. Okay, but I skipped a really important part to me that stood out to me. So when Bryan had popped up at Alex's room, Alex was on to something. She asked him questions about where he was coming from, and he tells her he does a terrible, terrible, terrible job of avoiding answering her question. And she kept going. She kept at it, as she should. And he says, "I'm supposed to ask you the questions. I'm supposed to be the one asking questions." I said, "Ooh, flag on the play." Ooh, no, he did not. And she says, "You're the one always asking questions, so that's why you should have no problem answering any." But eventually, she just gave in and didn't even like push it any further, and that's when they end up kissing. But Shay was being nosy. Shay, I feel like I'm calling it nosy, Shay, just to be nice and not say messy. And y'all, that really summed up the episode 4. I definitely could have done number 5 in here. I didn't know I was going to be, pushing it this fast, but I don't have the notes ready. So you're going to have to come back again. Please, please, please like this video, share it, and subscribe to my channel if you care. Until next time, later.